Welcome to fourth part where we try to complete the remaining development of our home page using Bricks Builder. This video might be a bit longer than our usual ones. Let's quickly dive into creating then. Looking at the design, we have two-column layout with an accordion on the right as a new element for us. Start by adding a new section in our Bricks Builder panel. Select two equal columns. In first column, add an image element. This you will be able to easily set up on your own, so let's not waste time with image part. Rename your section for better readability. Add some margin to section, not the container. There is gap between the two columns as well. Under container element, give a column gap. Let's start adding elements to second column. Add two headings, one for FAQ small heading and one for the bigger heading under it. Then we have a basic text element. And lastly, an accordion with nestable in brackets. Start entering the data, give appropriate spacing, color, size to them. Add a new gray color to the palette for text. I will speed up this slightly. Now for accordion, we have three items inside. From the accordion element, duplicate one item. Now from front end, copy the text. Accordion element has two parts, title and content both have their own typography background and other settings. So as per the design, add the font size, weight, color to both. Add the plus icon under icons. Add border to top and bottom of this element and give it a width of around 0.1 rem. Checking on front end, it seems good. So duplicate this 2 times to get your accordion ready. You can either duplicate from the accordion panel on left or from the right hierarchy panel. Accordion works fine. Looking at the design, we now have to add a button next. Remove the default style, add the font size, color, and spacing as needed. On front end, it all looks fine. Now moving on to the logo section. Add a new section and name it. Here as per design, we have 4 columns, so add 4 columns, and under each column, add a logo. Download it from Blocksy Demo Content or use any you like for practice. Align the logos to center and change the logo for all 4 columns. Add some padding and check on front end. You can link these to services if needed. But I believe better option would be to use an image element instead of logo, as logo normally refers to your site logo. Delete the logo element and replace it with the image ones. Redo the upload of logos to this new element now. Give some spacing to the container. Now there is no linking issue also. This concludes the second section as well for this video. Moving on to the third section. We notice that the form is similar to the one in Hero section. So we can easily copy-paste that form to this section to speed up the work. Add a new section and let's name it Book an Appointment section. This is again a 2-column layout. But before that, add an image to background of the section element. Add a black color overlay by adding a black color and using blend mode of overlay, followed by adjusting the transparency of black color. On left column we have icon, text, heading, and button which are center aligned. Width of left column seems to be more than right one, as we can see from the front-end design reference. Give the width 60-40 ratio. In first column, start adding icon, text, heading, icon, and button elements. Define size of icon after selecting the type and color. Add the icon and rich text under a new block element so that we can align them horizontally using Flexbox. Add some spacing between the elements. Now add the text for heading element. Then adjust its color, size, and spacing. Add a BR HTML tag to break the line where we want to. Add spacing to these elements. For button, remove the default style. Add the text, increase font weight and size. Adjust the color as needed. We need the section to extend in height. Either we give lot of padding inside the section or we give it a vertical height and center align elements for quick work. Both will work, but once it comes to making it responsive, we might need to make some adjustments. On front end, it looks decent. Now, after aligning this column, link the button to an internal page. Then as usual, add hover animation by adding hover state background change as shown in video. Copy-paste the form from Hero section and start changing its appearance. Make the background blue, text to be white. Center aligned vertically and horizontally. Front end seems good. We now need to change the text and add hover animation to button. We also don't need to have the image here, delete that element. There seems to be more padding on top and bottom. Now add hover animation to the button. On hover, button turns dark blue. Normally it is white background and blue text. In Fields, select Required Toggle. Backgrounds to be blue. You may keep it lighter or darker blue. Font color to be gray. Borders can be removed. Add the text under heading and change color to white. Spacing of 1 rem should be okay, but make it 0.5 rem. Field padding to be increased. Width of this form can be 30%. And add flex grow to left column as we discussed before. Looking at front end, feels like 30% is less. So 35% can be done for now. Padding between the section top and form needs to be increased. Didn't work on front end. Issue is that we have given height to section using vertical height, which gives a defined height and is not flexible. That is why no matter what you put as padding, won't show correctly. So remove this height that we had initially given and now give desired padding. This completes book an appointment section. Let's move on to the next quickly as we want the video to be under 1 hour. Next section is similar to the FAQ section we made. Hence we can copy some of that to the new section. Duplicate this entire section, place it at the bottom of the hierarchy. Rename this section and delete the accordion block. Change the image here which we downloaded from either FreePic or the demo website itself. It's always good to give ALT name to images. Now change the headings, text based on the new section text. And with some tweaks here and there, this section is also complete. Add some margin to top of this section looking at the reference design. Check this on front end and well. That looks good, except we need to add more column gap under the container element. Increase that and this section is completed. Entering the next section with video pop-up element. Now we have a video section with some heading and text. Add a new section and name it Video Pop-up section as we will see a pop-up here. Add icon, heading, and basic text element under this container. For icon, we need a play icon. Select from the drop-down which suits your needs. Give it a size, color, and under link give it a lightbox video setting. For video, use one of our previous videos and paste the link here for lightbox pop-up. Give ARIA label if you prefer. Change the heading and text as per design and center align all elements using container element. Select Video Pop-up section element and for its background image, add any image, we will from what we have in our media already. Give it background overlay of black color by selecting black color, then for blend mode select overlay and adjust the opacity under color. Add spacing by giving padding to container element. Looks good. For the elements inside the container, give some margin top and bottom. Save and check front end. Looks good. Now for pop-up, how do we make it work? Following the steps given under Lightbox pop-up under icon element, go to Settings, Theme Styles, General, and under Lightbox, give some background, close icon color and size. Save and check how it looks, and that's done. Amazing, we now completed that section and move to next. Here we skip the blog section for now as it is a longer process to create blogs first. Let's do the subscribe to newsletter part first. Add a new section, give it a name. Give margin to section. Check front end to see what elements are present. Here we notice heading, basic text twice, and form element. Duplicate the privacy text from first form to bottom container and delete the extra basic text element. This is faster to do. For background image, go to container and give it a background image. Select a new image and upload it. Well, this doesn't look great as we have backgrounds for all our form elements. Start by changing the heading text, then basic text. For form, delete all fields except email. For button, remove default style, change text to subscribe, give it 30% width. For field, change width to 60% and give a padding to right for spacing between the two elements. %30 is high for button, make it 10%. Remove background for email field. For the container image, add the usual overlay of black background color. Copy the basic text and add it. Under Container Element, center align the ones inserted. For Form, you need to center align it using Form Style tab. The entire content is too wide. Add some padding for container 5 rem top bottom and 10 rem left and right. As per design, width is still less. Check this on front end. So what can be done here? First, correct font sizes of text. That will give us perspective. Font size of heading to be increased. Add some padding to heading. Same way for the basic text element. For form also, add some padding. This arrange still looks better. Now that you know how to, please tweak and add more spacing for better visuals. This completes the subscribe section, and let's begin our footer section. Here we make another template like we did for our header section. Save this page and head back to Dashboard. Under Bricks menu, select Templates. Click on Add New Template, give it a name. Select template type as footer and publish. Click on Edit with Bricks. On this new page, we have 4 columns as per our design. So add a section and add 4 columns to it. First column has heading and for text links. You can add nav element here, but text link also works. Now change the font color together under Container Element. Heading text is company, make it bold and H5 type. For each text link, add link to internal pages, give the page name and select the page. I am speeding this as it is a simple process. Give ARIA label, etc. As per design, it looks like the font color is gray, not black. Give margin below the heading. Copy this column to next column and simply change the text and links. Since we don't have these pages, put hashtag in place of link URL. Next column has heading similar, rest will need to be different element. So copy-paste and add rich text data. Do the same with the fourth column as well. Copy and paste, change font color and size of heading. Add an icon and select which icon along with its size. Add a block element and put the heading and icon under this block element. Give spacing to icon on right using margin. Looks good on front end except we need some padding. Go back to the template and under section Style tab, add padding within a 5 rem. Refresh and check on front end. Looks good. Now change this on page as well. One more part of footer is the payment icons and copyright data. Add another section in footer. Background color is light gray, so add that change. I had downloaded the images of payment icons from design website itself. Add that, reduce the size to fit the first column. Center align it. Add rich text element for column 2. Write down your text here. WP Writer site is our name and design is of Blocksy. Third column has social media icons. Add icon. But I think here we can use icon list as well. Let's do that then. In icon settings, remove background, change color, size, and give them links to your profiles. Labels can be removed as icon itself is enough. Check on front end again and compare. I think icon size can be adjusted. Align them to right. Oh, I noticed there's an icon size outside the items accordion, and this makes more sense as all icons should ideally be of same size. So add the size in this one place and remove size setting from individual drop-downs. Same way icon color is also present for all icons together. Give some spacing between icons under spacing. Now this looks great. Well, let's get going with blog part now. For rows, image, heading, and link. Clicking the blog gets you to the single page of blog. This will be done in future parts to come. Copy these images from each blog, copy the content and start creating new posts with this dummy content. Once you post, see how the post page looks. It is close to what is in design and will need some small tweaks to get it working. Same way, do this for all 4 posts. I am speeding it here to get to the main part quickly. Remember to compress the images if you are using your own. It's always best to reduce sizes for better speed. Based on design, blog section comes above subscribe section. Add a new section, rename it to blog section. Give it a blue background. Under container, add a block element which will house image, heading, and text link. Now, we run a loop on the block by switching on query loop. This loop gets all the data we specify, like images, text, links for blog posts. If you have custom post types, you can give condition under the infinite button specifying the post type name. You can check my other videos on this under ACPT and Bricks playlist on the channel. Under posts per page, specify for an order to be ascending or descending, whichever you prefer. Direction of display would be vertical for the block and horizontal for the container containing the block. This way the content of block shows to bottom and blocks themselves are placed side by side. Now, we call dynamic data in the fields. For image, select thumbnail image from the dynamic lightning bolt button. For heading, select dynamic post title. For text link type, read more as text and link this to post URL dynamic selection. In the design reference, we have a text and heading on top of this blog post grid. For that, add a new container and place it above this grid. Add 2 heading elements here and type in the text. Give sizes, color, tags to these elements along with spacing. Looks good. I notice the heading and text in blog grid have a witch background, black text and some padding. Column gap to be increased under container element. It is now starting to show some good output. Add a block and move the heading and link element in this block to be able to give it padding without giving padding to the image also. To make it simple, add another section for this heading and text container. Rename the section and give it blue background. This way, we can give negative margin to blog section to drag it into the blue area section. Remove background of blog section now. Give padding to blue section above. Then give negative margin to blog section and save. We are working with REM, so exact lineup will be difficult. Check on front end. Looks good. But when you click on the title, it shows not found. For this, come back to check its dynamic data and instead of post title in the link to field, add post URL. Then it will work as desired on clicking. Well, that concludes our homepage development in WordPress using Bricks Builder theme. We completed header, footer, forms, hover animations, pop-ups, accordion, dynamic data in this section itself, and was fully packed with information. Next video would hopefully be the last part and will have all the remaining pages, thereby completing your first website with Bricks Builder via our tutorials. As usual, subscribe if you felt this helped you. This is Chit signing off for now. See you soon.